Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back. Historic day today, especially for crypto. 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs approved after the fake news yesterday and the hack of the SEC account. Looks like we have actual approval for the Bitcoin ETFs, and we have an iShares ETF, an ARK ETF, an Invesco ETF, a VanEck ETF, a Fidelity ETF, and we've already had the Grayscale Bitcoin, the GBTC. So finally we have these ETFs. One question I do have, and I don't know if any of you know the answer. I think there should be, at least on a couple of these, is there the ability to trade options on these? Because that would be really interesting. Let me check really quickly if GBTC already has options. Let's take a look. Let's see. No, I don't see any options on GBTC currently. You see Bitwise BITB. Is that anything there? Yeah, Bitwise Bitcoin ETF has options. Okay, I do see a few of these, but they don't actually have options chains. It shows that options are on them, but I'm not seeing like an options change. HODL from VanEck also has options. Apparently, that's what I'm seeing, but when I actually click on the options chain, nothing shows up. So, I mean, I can see all of these on my brokerage already, pretty much every single one of these. So we will see. I definitely want to, when they're actually all trading and everything, I want to go take a look and see how accurately they're tracking Bitcoin, what each one is better for. I'm sure there's going to be some key differences in each of them. Yeah, I mean, just imagine that. And I don't know too much about this whole ETF thing. I've kind of looked away from this news for a while. It's just been towards the back of my head, so please help me out where I'm not saying things correctly. But it would be really interesting. Like, imagine one day there's 0 DTE options on Bitcoin, and like how people are trading SPY and Qs. 0 DTE, people are just trading Bitcoin, and then they don't have to worry about Nvidia or Apple or Amazon or whatever stock messing up the Qs or the SPY index for the day and screwing up their 0 DTE trade. You're literally just trading something that never reports earnings. Technically does have news, but not in the same sense that stocks have news. Kind of, I guess, sometimes. But it would be really interesting. Like, you're basically only trading a chart. Like, there is not news on Bitcoin every single day. And the traders that you see trying to be like, oh, Bitcoin is up 0.75% today because of some news from some random miner in South Africa, they're lying to you and they're clueless. All right. Most of the time when there's no news on Bitcoin, it is moving purely off of technicals and self-fulfilling prophecies, where other traders are using the same technicals to trade it, looking at the order flow and all of that. So it's going to be, if there is that option, it could be a way to day trade. Now, you could already day trade Bitcoin right now, but it would be a way to do it with less buying power, which is definitely attractive to a lot of retail investors. So I do think that would open up a very, very interesting world. I'm not sure which crypto exchanges already kind of have things like options. I know there's a lot of leveraged futures and stuff on cryptos, but it's like a whole entire new world. I mean, it's the landscape of everything has changed so much. We now have like overnight trading on some brokerages, and even the SPY and the Qs, like, we've added days for 0 DTEs, the Russell 2000, I believe, as well. It's just like year by year, high frequency trading obviously is becoming more and more accessible to everybody, and that's very interesting. Like, probably in 10 years you can trade like anything at all hours. I mean, at this point, futures have become so much more popular amongst retail traders as well. Imagine there's a day where we get to a certain point and the market's not open from 9:30 to 4 Eastern time, and they just keep it open all the time, and Apple stock is moving at 2 a.m. Now, I don't know how that would work. Like, if you talk about like exchanges and stuff, there's no way people at the NYSE could say they're 24 hours a day. But I mean, then again, what if there's like night shifts? I don't know. I'm kind of spiraling here, just having some fun. Let's talk about the technicals. About an hour ago, 2 hours ago, I just dropped a new swing alert on Bitcoin, which is currently flat. It did spike up like 2% right away, and right now it's flat. So the reason for this is number one, this nice hidden bullish divergence on the daily. It's pretty much on both oscillators, so we can chart on the RSI as well. A range breakout and a back test of the range. And if we look left on the chart, it's just above these highs from February of 2022, which is pretty good looking to me. And this is pretty much the swing. I put the stop loss under this low from Monday. First target's at right under 52K, which is a high from the end of 2021. And then the second target, 59K, which is quite an interesting level. Historically, look at these highs, these lows, and these highs. So that's the reason for the Bitcoin swing. I did put out a couple of posts earlier on X. Let's pull this up. So, first of all, there was this. On January 10th of last year, literally exactly 1 year ago, okay? You can see it right here. 1 year ago today, I put out a swing on Bitcoin. I want to post this actually. And that's basically what I was going to say. So that's what I was just about to say. Continuing on, so we really go back down here. I alerted a swing trade on Bitcoin quite literally at this bottom, like right around over here, somewhere in this area. It's there, it's on my TradingView profile. And now we have gone up so much, and I put out a new swing trade, okay? Because we had just consolidated in this range for a month. Not only did we break out of the range, but we also back tested the range, and we got volume, and we have news, and we have confluence with other cryptos also showing bullish signals. Just a couple days ago, I alerted SOL, Solana, as a swing trade as well. This one's up about only 1% currently. It was up a little bit more at the high of the day, and the hidden bullish divergence is still developing, and you still have a bull flag breakout. I mean, if you chart it wick to wick, I was just watching Mitra's stream. It's technically not a breakout yet, but it still could. And then, of course, Ethereum next. Beautiful. We were looking at this last night on the stream, and I said last night on the stream, in the beginning of the stream, in the first 10 minutes of the stream last night, Ethereum looks better than Bitcoin to me. Bitcoin was up 1% today. Ethereum was up 10% today. And I said, Bitcoin has this range, but Ethereum's been making higher lows in this descending triangle. And I was like, Ethereum just looks technically better. And now today, Ethereum goes up 10%. It breaks above the supply it's seen for the past month. Gets pretty close to hitting this next level I have around 2684, which is a low roughly. I guess if we chart this correctly, it perfectly hit it. And this is why I love technical analysis, because those same traders that are going to say, oh, some news came out exactly at trying to put them out. All right, some news came out at 6:15 p.m. Eastern time, and that's why Ethereum topped out there for the day. So because some bad news came out at 6:15. No. Take a look at this exact high. Go back in time, look left on your chart. That is an exact low from September 21st of 2021. Not just any random daily low, a major low after a pretty decent drop. All right, after a 33% decline, Ethereum bottomed here in September of 2021, and that is why. Not because of news. Obviously, the news is the reason it went up 10%. But in terms of how much and where it went to, it was the technicals. The news moved it in the direction of the news, and the technicals took it to the level. And there you can see, got a reaction there. Maybe like how we back tested this range breakout on Bitcoin, we can see a back test of this ascending triangle on Ethereum. There's a potential for that as well. I would personally like to see that more than just Ethereum continuing to rip up. I would like to see the resistance from the past month flip into a support. So that's really what's going on. We can look at some other altcoins and stuff. If anybody wants to look at any specific cryptos, feel free to drop it in the chat and I'll take a look. But that's Bitcoin, SOL, and ETH. One last thing about ETH. If we go over to the Discord, this is free for everybody to join. It's at the bottom of your screen if you want to join it. On October, let's see. On October 27th, 2023, I alerted this swing trade on Ethereum. The price at this point was 1773, and the third target was 2500. And then today, Ethereum hit 2500. So all targets on the Ethereum swing have hit. Let's see if I can tell you how much percent that is. It's about just about a 40% profit. So nothing too crazy, only 40% gains. Just 4 times the normal annual return of the stock market and 4 times more than most hedge funds are trying to get on a year-to-year basis. But just a small profit there on Ethereum. And now, I mean, there could, like how there was the Bitcoin swing from 17K up to, I forget what the third target was, and I just put out a new Bitcoin swing. Maybe if we get a nice back test on Ethereum, there might be a new Ethereum swing as well, because there's a whole new pattern taking place here. So it would be kind of weird though, like it hits the third target and then it hits the third target and then I put out a new swing. I don't know, but hey, it would have its own stop loss and targets and everything. So that is Ethereum. Who's here in the Kick chat says futures have better tax rates too. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be so many different pros and cons, I'm sure, to a lot of these different ways to trade Bitcoin. And I know that a lot of people have mixed point of views on this and think that Bitcoin kind of becoming more mainstream takes away from the decentralization, and the SEC getting involved with it takes away from the decentralization and all of this. But I have primarily a different point of view in the fact that it's now being respected, and that means that at a certain level, and I'm not trying to get political, the government realizes that, I mean, if they could have stopped Bitcoin, I think they would have stopped it by now. So instead of them trying to stop it, it seems they're going more towards the side of trying to not necessarily regulate it, but if we're going to be profiting off of it, they want to profit off of it, right? Your crypto gains are now taxed, and that's been that way for a while now. So it just depends on how you look at it. And yeah, that's it for crypto today. Quick look into other markets. Quick roll call in the chat. What's up, Medic, Strom, D, and BH? I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know how to pronounce the rest. Medic says, no longer treated as a joke. Sounds awesome. I agree. You're getting respect. And I'm sure that's what a lot of people in crypto wanted. So, all right, let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's take a look at treasuries. No change there. Dollar currency index, no change. If there's no change, we're not even gonna really look at any of these. Same exact analysis on the US 2-year, 10-year, dollar, and silver and gold as last night. None of them really moved today. Hang Seng index, I don't know. So I don't know why. I think it's because I'm streaming earlier, because usually I stream later and it's like live. It's like moving because I guess it's open, but dropped about 0.5% today. Retest on the PCZ of that bullish Gartley. Energy, rough day today after testing that breakdown yesterday, went a little bit lower, down 1%. So let's segue into stocks now. Green day for the market. Hidden bullish divergence on the S&P 500 continuing to develop and play out. We did retest highs of the rally, our 52-week highs. And if we go down to lower time frames now, still have this broadening wedge look on the 1-hour time frame. If we go to the 15-minute time frame, first of all, that downsloping channel played out beautifully, but the key level to watch now is going to be this zone I'm drawing out right over here. I'm going to keep it on my chart on the 5 and the 15-minute. 477.5 is your short-term resistance for the SPY. Okay, that is your short-term resistance. When it comes to getting a bias on the market, you just have to simply give yourself if-then statements. For those of you who are familiar with like Excel and stuff, if, and this is what I said for the last week on the stream, or the last few days, at least once it broke back above it. If the SPY stays above this yellow zone, then I am bullish. The SPY stayed above the yellow zone. It went up for the past 2 days. If then. Here's another if then on the 15-minute time frame. If the SPY is under 476.5 in the short term, I am bearish. If If it is under this level, I am bearish. Why? Because that leads to the potential for a double top. You rejected this price one time at the end of last year. Today you rejected this price again. If we continue to remain under that level, then I am bearish in the short term. However, it's an if-then statement. That's the if. If you break above with only a 0.5% move higher, you break above that level, then I am bullish because you're breaking above highs. And that's it. That's how you have to think about trends in your head whenever you're trading. That simple. Mugs, I will take a look at AXS, and I will take a look at Square and DRS and those as well. We'll get to that once I do a little bit more analysis. Continue to drop all of your tickers in the chat. Once I'm done talking about the market and the names on my watch list, we will do ticker requests. All right. So that's a SPY in the short term. Quick recap of the price action today. I did alert puts. Let's see where they will say. I alerted puts right over here on SPY, right here, and literally this level. So the SPY was right here, I alerted puts, and this was a level I had charted out. It went right down, touched that exact level. You can see it in the Discord as well. This was the first chart I sent at that second high. 474.44 was the level I had, and it literally went right down and tapped that level, and that's where it bounced off of. So it went up about 30%. That was the only alert from today. It was just a little intraday double top I saw. And you ended up holding that level twice, double bottomed at that point, but then I had to leave. I couldn't really look at my charts. And then you rode up pretty much until power hour, and then you had a little bit of a back and forth power hour where you sold off and then regained some. So that's really what happened. I mean, really nice. I really haven't touched these zones in a long time on my SPY 5 minute. Like, look how this yellow zone was resistance. Look how this level was a resistance at 476. And then you didn't really respect this level too much, even though you closed at it. But look how this zone was, which was once a resistance in the morning, flipped into your major support at the end of the day. And if only you could have access to all of the levels and zones on my charts, and actually literally all of my charts without having to ask me to send you a picture of them. If only you could. Well, if you're in premium, you can. All right, so now you can actually access my 5-minute charts, my 15-minute charts, and my daily charts. If you're in premium, just go to the overview channel and there's instructions on how to do so. No, I'm not giving all of you my login to my TradingView account, but you can take a look at literally any chart that you want to. It's a cool feature on TradingView, and you basically load up TradingView with all of my levels and patterns drawn out, and you can search up whatever ticker you want. If I haven't analyzed the ticker and if I haven't drawn up on the chart, then there won't be anything there. But if you go to something like the SPY, then obviously there will be. So for me, members were able to see these levels and zones all day. I mean, even this one, absolutely beautiful. 477, where was this zone from? There's a reason for all of this, okay? Why did I chart that out? Because that was our highs from December 28th. Why did I chart this yellow zone? Because look at these two highs. Why did I chart this yellow zone? Look at this high and these lows. There is a reason for all of the levels. What about this one? Take a look at that low, this high, this one, this low, this high. This is really what it comes down to. You got to find previous highs and lows. And that's the price reacted to that throughout the whole entire day. I didn't really day trade today, but I know that if I did, I would have crushed it because it just respected all the levels. And you are slightly higher after hours, and that is the SPY. Q's now, third green day. Consistently losing volume. So Qs have consistently lost volume. I wonder if there is a bearish harmonic here. There really isn't. It's too much of an equal high. But if there was, it could have been a type 2. The lower time frames, that kind of scuffed wedge breakout is playing out pretty nicely. 1 hour, you did print kind of a shooting star here, but you went up after hours. Hit bearish divergence. I think that this might be presenting pullback opportunity going into the week here. So I'm going to do another if-then statement here for the Qs. if it remains under this 410 to 413 zone I just drew up, then it looks bearish. At least for a pullback. Maybe it does this. Pulls back down to this level, because look at these pivot areas. And bearish divergence there. R size overbought, volume is decreasing. Qs look a little bit ready for a pullback here. Going into the end of the week. Finally, Russell, it's just going sideways. It's gone sideways for the past week. Simple way to view this, let's just be to draw up a little bit of a zone right here and just wait to see which way it breaks, okay? So that's it for the Russell 2000 chart. Just get ready for whichever way that breaks. I'll set up my alerts on both sides. Set up alert on the Qs breaking to new highs. SPY breaking that low, for the SPY breaking that high. There we go. So alerts are set now. And let's go through some of the names on my watch list before we get into these ticker requests. If anybody's just joining the stream, feel free to drop whatever you want to in the chat. Starting off with Fisker, rough day today, down 8%. Getting towards the bottom of this short-term down-sloping channel. You have 4 touches, so it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's pretty much going to be your 4th touch of this down-sloping channel. Not really much going on apart from that. It's kind of barely getting any sort of support. It's like consolidate, drop. Like literally since it went up to spike at $2, it's like literally been. Look at this. This is the 930 candle. This is the 930 candle. This is the 930 candle. This is the 930. This is the 930. This is the 930. For almost every single day in the past 2 weeks, Fisker has sold off like at least a couple percent to up to 10% in the first hour of the day. I don't like to make conspiracy theories. I obviously have a bias towards this stock, but I think there is a much higher likelihood of shorts hitting this stock at the open for 10 days in a row, or however many days this has been, than people selling shares only at the open. Because if people wanted to sell shares, they could do it at any point during the day. But it's really during the it's really during the time of the day where you have the most volume, aka the open, where you're seeing it get hit every single day after day. So I don't want to say for sure that's what's happening. I'm not wrong by saying people are shorting it. It's one of the highest shorted stocks in the market with over a 40% short interest. But all I'm saying is for the people doing that at 9:30 EST every single morning, this could go up 30-40% one day with some sort of news. And those shorts are going to be in for some trouble. And I can't even say anything. I mean, the shorts have been right for the past 4 to 5 months. The shorts have been right. They've been more right than I have been for the past 4 months, to be fair. But I've seen this before, and when did I see this? Number one, I've seen this on Clove before, and I traded it very well. For those of you who were in premium at the time, Clove was literally in a downtrend for like 3 months. It lost like half of its value. And only trading calls, not even puts one time, I had like an 80% win rate on Clove, believe it or not. But this reminds me of this downtrend. Yes, the Fisker butterfly downtrend. I don't know if anyone watching the stream right now has been around since then. These were my first days streaming ever, October of 2020. And it reminds me of this, where it's just like, yeah, there was bad news, to be fair, but the shorts really just took advantage of it. And you know, it would be going up if there was enough buyers. It clearly isn't for right now. So that's what's happening with Fisker. I'm still in my position, down a little bit, but to be fair, it's dropped from like $30 to $1, and my average is somewhere in the dollar price range. I'm not going to say exactly where, but it's somewhere in between $1 and $2. So we'll see what happens. That's Fisker. Let's look at some large caps now. Apple. Another move higher after holding that 200-day moving average bounce. Gap to fill up here at 191.83. I think it could fill. If Apple stays above the 200-day moving average, then I'm bullish. We're going to keep doing those if-then statements. That's my new thing for the streams now. Netflix tested a breakout today, didn't confirm it on the daily. Coinbase. moving higher after hours. That bear flag I charted last night on the stream did play out this morning. It closed yesterday at 152. It dropped all the way to 143 this morning. Did recover in the afternoon and obviously recovering after hours. But if Bitcoin didn't have this approval today and we didn't see what we just saw happen in crypto, that bear flag really might have played out beautifully. So kind of saved by the bell there for Coinbase. Microsoft, what did I say? For those of you who watch the streams, that flag was really setting up. Last night we talked about how it just broke out, and then today was a leader in the market, up 2%, and it's currently testing all-time highs. The top of the flag as well. MACD just flipped back to green with confirmed hidden bullish divergence. Microsoft still looks bullish. Amazon, 2% higher. Three white soldiers pretty much retesting highs as well, very similar to Microsoft, even though it's not at all-time highs, it's at 52 highs. Google is testing the 144 breakout after breaking out of this diamond pattern and back testing it. It's now testing the 144 historical resistance breakout. Nvidia, another 2% higher, just non-stop after breaking out of this range and triangle on the daily. I believe this is some sort of fib it's testing. Pretty much it's testing the 1618 from its high in November to the low in December. And if that breaks, then price discovery mode. Now, AMD and MU did pull back a little bit today. AMD retested its highs from the end of last year, and MU did go to the bottom of this triangle, but bounced off of it. So that's some of the names on my watch list. I mean, we also have Mara and Riot. I wish I would have had like 6, 7, 8 targets on these swings because I just kept going, but I don't know if I charted this. I did. Talked about this this channel / wedge on the 1 hour. That broke out and it spent pretty much the whole entire week back testing the breakout, and now it's pushing higher. So 2963 is the next level I see here from Mara. Or some help from Bitcoin. Riot doesn't look as good as Mara. It's just kind of testing this this level right here at 1629. It's a pretty key level. So quick look at the swings now. Tesla went down to test the 200-day moving average today, bounced off of it. Bullish pin bar candle, potential for hidden bullish divergence. If this can just re-break out, this will turn back into, it was one of my favorite charts, but it just flipped bearish over here, and I said it literally during the swing on December 28th. I was like, hey, this is flipping bearish in the short term, unfortunately. If it can just re-break out of this wedge, it can turn back into one of my favorite looking charts right now. Beautiful pullback on Carvana after hitting the third target. I mean, this could be set for a bounce soon. Nice wick at the bottom of today's candle. Probably a wedge or a channel starting to form here on the 1 hour time frame. And LI not doing too well. This one gapped down, but recovered a little bit intraday. Gold sideways. That's pretty much it for the swings, and that's what I wanted to cover today. All right, let's take a look at some of these. AXS, it does look very similar to Carvana, to Solana. They both kind of end with an A and A, so. Hidden bullish divergence, broke out today, bullish engulfing. You have a level right here from these two highs. If it can really hold above 816, wow, that dates back to May of last year. That can hold, I mean, the top of that flag is probably the next level. $11. Pretty decent looking chart here, I like it. It's like a longer term rounding bottom. It's making the higher lows. It's spent a good amount of time consolidating. Now it's making a bullish pattern in a bullish trend. This looks good. As long as you hold the bottom of that flag, this looks very good. Square, bear flag, broke key level. I'm bearish on Square under $80. That's the two tops you put in. I'm bearish under that level. Definitely a little bit of a bear flag forming here and a bearish engulfing candle today. So ERS, look how top of this little range, or big range actually, flipped into a support right over here. Now a little bit of a triangle forming, and after hours it did go up, testing breakout of this triangle. PBI, probably, there's a lot of ways you can try it. We'll just look at like an upsloping channel for right now. Same thing here, flip these highs from over here into a support. Above that, I say it looks okay. Your next major level is just under $5. That was PBI. BBY. I like the hidden bullish divergence and the back test of the 200-day moving average. A little bit of a wedge here too. There is hidden bearish divergence on the weekly, and you did print a bearish engulfing last week. It's really up to the daily to make the weekly look different. So in the short term, you want to see the daily time frame start to improve, and then the weekly can improve at that point. I mean, it's pretty much range bound between 63 and 85. That's pretty much the range it was in right before the COVID crash. So this seems to be 63 to 85 seems to be like the fair value for Best Buy. And the only time that you were kind of above it was the ultra bullish market after the COVID crash. And let's just wait to see which way this breaks. Home Depot, beautiful breakout of this historical zone here. And then it even, oh my gosh, even created a bull flag, broke out of the bull flag. Now it has hidden bullish divergence. I don't know who's buying up all of the nails and hammers and wood at Home Depot, but they're buying a lot of it. And your next level is $375 to $381 as a zone. But absolutely beautiful breakout for Home Depot. This is pretty much Wyckoff reaccumulation. And you just broke out of it with a back test. I think that this does go up to 375 in time. Yeah, this is a Home Depot moment. By the way, this will be the final stream of the week, and streams will be back next week. Market is closed on Monday for MLK. Tuesday or Wednesday will be my next stream after tonight. I know it's almost a week from right now, but busy tomorrow night, then it's the weekend, 3-day weekend, and I start my hopefully final semester of college next week. This broke out of this range, 41 to 54. Short term, you have a resistance at 65. Hidden bullish divergence is there. It's kind of like a multi-level range. Snow breaking out of a range as well. So much hidden bullish divergence across the market. We saw that pullback in a lot of stocks for the last week of 2023, first week of 2024, and that pullback led to an immense amount of hidden bullish divergence being created across the market. And the reason for that pullback in the market was classic bearish divergence. Got classic bearish divergence in the market that led to a pullback. Once we got the pullback, it created hidden bullish divergence, and now that's playing out. 2 divergences in a row have successfully predicted exactly what the market has done for the past month. Okay, I know a lot of people crap on the MACD and RSI as beginner indicators, but if you've been in the masterminds and the workshops I've done talking about MACD and RSI divergence, there are some recordings available to premium members. If you've watched the video on my free course on my channel on MACD and RSI divergence, I don't care what anybody says, it is a fact. They do an amazing job, especially on a daily time frame, at least for the SPY and the Q since I've started trading of predicting what's going to happen next. You pair that with some risk management and it's a very, very profitable strategy. The bot that I make later this year is definitely going to have some of that incorporated into it, even though it's not going to be even the majority of it. There's going to be so much more, but it is just amazing how well divergence, especially on the MACD, has just made everything play out picture perfect on the bear side and the bull side for the last month. And a big shout out to Mitch Ray. The only reason I know about this is through watching his live streams. So it's really cool to have him as a friend now, which is Definitely a big dream. I was literally just watching his stream before I went live. So where were we at? That was the button. NVAX looks like a wedge forming here. Getting towards the bottom of it. Link, classic bullish divergence. Just broke out of a wedge today, testing this $15 historical level. What did I do here? Oh my gosh, Link. Let's clear this up for a second. I'm sure Mitch Ray talked about this on his streams, but this has got to be... Wow. This is gonna... Oh my gosh. Make a new post on X. It's the wrong thing. Do this. An absolute beauty. I don't know how I never saw that. Maybe I did and I just forgot it. But that is just beautiful. Beautiful Wyckoff accumulation at its absolute finest. Oh, you can't do a hashtag in all caps. So yeah, that is Link. And you did say look at the weekly. On the weekly, you can see it came back down to retest this 1350 from this low in July of 21. And your next major level on the weekly is around $17, $18. I've already been live for 43 minutes. Feels like I just went live. CRSP. Triangle forming here, hit him bullish, divergence. This looks bullish. As long as it breaks up, your next major resistance is around 72. Another range-bound asset. But it's making a higher low above the 200-day moving average in the range. This could be the setup you need for a breakout to the upside. Same range it was in before the COVID crash. Very similar to a lot of charts. And W. Another beautiful bull flag with hidden bullish divergence playing out, testing the top of the flag. What's up, Zeke, in the chat? No trade, but should be around tomorrow. All right. So, seems like we got through quite a bit on today's stream. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate the support. If you're not in premium, that's the pinned chat. And I don't need to sit here and sell it to you. It sells itself, okay? Click the pinned chat and see everything that's available. Can't promise that's going to change your life, but it definitely has changed other people's lives. So maybe it happens to you as well. See. Have a great night. Have a great rest of your trading week. I will be in the Discord Thursday and Friday, but this is the last stream of the week. And I will see you on the next one. One last thing, I need to think of some sort of like outro, because I always do the welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back, another day in the market. Every single time I start the stream, but like I do a different ending to the stream like every day, and I don't really know what to say. Sometimes I'm like peace out. Sometimes I'm like see you on the next one. Gotta figure that out. Till next time. Guess that's the new one.